This is your WGBW Daily News Roundup for the Talk of Green Bay, 97.9 FM and 1590 AM.
Civic Media News. I'm Terry Bell. Here's what Wisconsin needs to know. More remains found yesterday are thought to belong to a young woman killed in Milwaukee. The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Department says they were found along the shore of Lake Michigan in South Milwaukee. Maxwell Anderson is charged with Sharday Robinson's death. 5 people have either been fired or have quit in connection to the federal investigation into smuggling at the state prison in Waupun. The U.S. Justice Department started looking into the prison after Governor Evers asked for a probe. There's no word if anyone has been charged. Governor Evers will be able to participate in a lawsuit seeking to reverse the Wisconsin Supreme Court's 2-year-old ban on absentee ballot drop boxes. The case could make a big difference in Wisconsin's elections this year. The court's 4 liberal justices granted Evers' motion to intervene Thursday. Republican state lawmakers are suing to reverse one of Governor Evers' partial vetoes in the state budget. Evers struck language in a literacy bill that would have also sent money to private voucher schools. The question is whether it was an appropriations bill. Republicans and Democrats in Wisconsin are motivated by quite different issues. That's according to Marquette University Law School pollster Charles Franklin.
Aside from everybody agreeing that the inflation was important, once you got past that one, every other issue was either a Democratic issue or a Republican issue.
Franklin says Republicans in his latest poll are focused on immigration, while abortion spurs Democrats. Renewable energy projects are getting a boost with tax credits under the Inflation Reduction Act and the Bipartisan Infrastructure Law. Dane County Executive Joe Parisi says there are more opportunities now than ever.
Everybody, a business, a nonprofit, a church, a temple, even a government and a local government gets 30% back on renewable energy projects.
The tax credits could help since polling shows Americans are cautious about making big investments because of inflation. I'm Terry Bell, Civic Media News. Now here's what you need to know closer to home.
For WGBW News, I'm Lisa Hale. Former journalist Kelly Peterson of De Pere has announced her candidacy for the newly drawn 2nd Senate District.
Like a lot of Wisconsinites, I'm frustrated. We don't want to see women's reproductive rights taken away. We don't want to see parents out of work because there's not enough childcare. We don't want to see veterans struggling for health care. We want our voices heard.
The 2nd Senate District includes portions of Outagamie, Shawano, Oconto, and Menominee counties. UW Green Bay is seeing over a 5% increase in its spring enrollment, making this year the highest spring student count at 8,025. This comes as other 4-year colleges across the state and nation report sharp declines in enrollment. UW Green Bay says it's seeing growth in the Rising Phoenix program, nursing, psychology, writing and applied arts, and sociology and anthropology programs. 2 Northeast Wisconsin teachers are finalists for a national award. Deborah Heitman, a math teacher from the Coleman School District, and Sheila Cole, a STEM teacher for West De Pere, joined 4 other state educators as finalists for the Presidential Awards for Excellence in Mathematics and Science Teaching. 1 math teacher and 1 science teacher chosen from all the finalists nationally will win $10,000 and be honored by the National Science Foundation at a ceremony in Washington, D.C. 17 middle school students from across eastern Wisconsin are competing in the 2024 National Civics Bee Saturday. The Fox Cities Chamber of Commerce is hosting the event in which students will show their knowledge of civics and discuss how to solve a community problem. Winners will be invited to compete in the inaugural National Civics Bee National Championship in the fall. The event will be held at Lawrence University's Memorial Chapel in Appleton. The Wisconsin Department of Natural Resources has announced that Marinette County is one of several in the state to undergo aerial spraying for spongy moth caterpillars. The state will spray in Columbia, Marinette, Sauk, and Walworth counties for the moth that causes damage as it strips trees and some shrubs of their leaves and possibly kills them. Wisconsin saw a record amount of spongy moth defoliation last year that impacted about 375,000 acres. And that's what you need to know. I'm Lisa Hale, WGBW News.
Another Badger leaving Wisconsin. Hi, I'm Mike Clemens with sports. Men's college basketball, just hours after we told you that guard A.J. Storr was leaving Wisconsin to play for Kansas, another Badgers basketball player has entered the transfer portal. It's guard Chucky Hepburn, that's 2 starters in 2 days, leaving Coach Greg Gard's program. Marquette introduced their new women's head basketball coach. Kara Consuegra is a former Marquette assistant.
Coaching is my dream. It's something I've always wanted to do. But ultimately, for me, it is a vehicle to help me help young people grow, learn, and prepare them for life. Ultimately, that's what I care about, preparing young people for what is next and for what they can be. Maybe they don't see it today, but what they can be.
NBA, the Bucks host the Pacers Sunday night, game 1 of their playoff series. No new updates on Giannis or Damian Lillard.
I hate to tell you this. I didn't even ask today. I didn't ask about Dame today. Troy comes in and tells me who's practicing. He then wanted to start into the rest. And I said, we can talk about that later. I need to get to the practice plan.
That's head coach Doc Rivers. With sports, I'm Mike Clemens.
With your forecast, I'm Corey Hartman. For today, mostly cloudy, highs near 50. It will be windy out of the west, gusting 30 to 35 miles per hour. For tonight, partly cloudy, lows around 33, still a bit breezy. Mostly sunny with a high near 49 on Saturday, 59 and sunshine on your Sunday.
Right now, 40 degrees.
That's your WGBW Daily News Roundup from Civic Media. Subscribe to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you find your podcasts. Find more news at WGBW.FM.